adversity? Bring it. The struggle? We welcome it. Snooze on life? Never that. We are Dave Regina and Mike Pirelli, and this is the No Snooze Podcast. Come on.
We are back, episode 43, No Snooze Podcast. Lots to talk about. Dripping in No Snooze gear. If you haven't got your No Snooze gear, nosnoozeshop.com. What an ad read to start the episode.
Perfect.
Dave, how are
and
you?
A couple of housekeeping things.
Uh-oh.
We are mid-December right now.
Yes.
Actively, we're just going to put this out there, actively looking for an intern. So anybody that's interested, email us at nosnoozepodcast@gmail.com, right?
Yep.
Preferably college student, high school student, somewhere in that age range that could help us out with social media, some behind the scenes.
Jets fans
camera
preferred.
work. No, Jets fans. Stop it.
Okay.
And then the second thing, small business owners, right? We want to help them out. So anybody that's interested in sponsoring the show, we're actively looking for those partnerships, but preferably with small businesses that are in the Westchester County and Fairfield area.
Right?
Right?
I'm in. Yeah, that's a great idea.
All right, housekeeping stuff is over. You looking good. Pod bod. I like dad bod better these days.
Dad bod's good.
Dad
but
bod
it's,
update.
It's no dad bod because dad bod has a connotation that you're like sloppy.
Right.
No offense to the dad bods.
No.
Because
And
they're
that's
like
why
a thing, you know?
I go with the father figure.
That's good.
You like that?
That's good.
Right? Okay.
That's good. A father figure. Well, my father figure has been good. I'm going into phase 2 like we talked about, and we'll get into it. But the Factor 75, I'm off of. Cold turkey. Factor 0 from now on.
Gone. Adios.
I'm doing all my own cooking and meal prepping, as you would say, because I have a little more time now that we're in December.
Okay.
But it's more, you just got to keep getting more organized. That's what it comes down to. So I'm working on that, putting together grocery lists, getting a little more organized.
And I think the baby, too, naturally is giving us more time because it forces us in the house more. I remember, this was, probably 6 months ago when we were talking. You were like, the meal prep thing, it doesn't really make sense. And I get that mindset, but now you're forced basically to be in the house with the baby. So it's like, well, okay, if Dana's watching the baby or you're watching the baby, the other one could start cooking, meal prep a little bit, and you end up saving a lot of money. And
at the time, I don't want to speak too poorly on Factor 75. It got us through the hectic time of the beginning of the baby.
Mediocre.
Now that the baby is able to like sit in an area and like entertain herself for 30, 45 minutes at a time, you're able to get that stuff done. But still, I run into the problem of going to the grocery store too much and all that, so I got to work on that. But
Question, though. Are you doing anything active or no?
I've done only like showings, and I have a stand-up desk. Those are the two active things that are consistent. I hopped on the Pelly when we were at my parents' for 10 minutes. Took a ride through New Zealand. Beautiful countryside.
Took a ride through New Zealand.
I do like the scenescapes and that stuff, but now we're evaluating, like we might as well get into it right away, right?
Yeah.
Now we're evaluating potentially getting a Peloton, but I don't know if I'm all in on the Pelly because I think I want to start lifting weights again, but everything's starting to get shut down again. Do you go out and buy a bunch of equipment? Like, what's the next? I don't know what to do.
Well, first, I think we have the debate about getting the Peloton or not. And this episode, what we're really going to try to do, and these are lighthearted episodes to get us kind of through the new year for the next 2 especially, but some gifting ideas. And the Peloton is basically a family investment for you guys. And
what a salesman.
No, but let's go through the pros and the cons.
Whenever you call a purchase an investment, that's a sales pitch, and I've used it a lot. I love it.
So personally, from my experience, Peloton was an extreme investment for me.
Well, you also invested in Peloton, right?
Yes, I did.
Disclose that.
Yes,
let people know.
So early on, actually, what was funny, we did an episode back in March, and I remember Russ Rosenband reached out and he asked a question: would you invest in stocks right now? And I said no, because I didn't.
What did I say?
And he said yes.
I said buy index funds.
Yes.
They're at 130 VTI.
Right.
It's like 180 right now.
Yeah, so I'm going to really put myself out there, but I didn't lie to the people. I was not planning on this investment. The Peloton I think had just come in, right? And I think I used it for a week or two. This was, I want to say maybe the first week in April. Peloton was really starting to catch some movement. And I ended up buying 100 shares. And I bought it, well, my mother-in-law and I are both investing in the company together. My wife is very skeptical of these things. And I was like, babe, I need to buy a decent amount of shares that's really going to get us, some sort of return on the investment.
It's called, I think, a round number, like 100 and more, right?
Right.
It's like a round
and she
number.
was like, listen, I'm going to have this baby. Don't make me have it early. I don't want any stresses. We're not making this investment. Called my mother-in-law up. I'm like, look, this is what I'm doing.
You went
She's
right
like,
over.
She's like, I'm in. So, but it's been great. And we bought it well under, right around $40. So it's over 100 right now, and it's going to go up and down. But I believe in the long-term investment of Peloton as a culture, community, and a company. I
love the branding of that they do. A part of it is also like all my friends have them now. Frank has it in Boston, and Alyssa, and like everyone's starting to get them. So I'm like, it's like in the beginning whenever in an Apple iPhone, and I fought it for as long as I could, and then eventually you're just like, I gotta, if you can't beat him, join him.
So for you.
But I don't know if I'll use it enough.
But if you're an efficient guy, right? We like our time.
Most of the time.
But we really value our time. For me, that working out is like, if I don't do it, I'm kind of off for the day. The fact that I can burn 500, 600, 700, 1,000 calories in a Peloton class. I mean, you could take a Peloton class from 20 minutes up to 90 minutes. I've done pretty much all of the time frames. But if you just need a quick workout and you're looking to stay in shape, Peloton is great. Are you going to get crazy muscular? No. But for the wife, makes extreme sense. Even Karina was hilarious. She had the, I don't know if they could see the Peloton behind me, but the Peloton's right there. We had a swing down here. The baby's watching her on the Peloton. So you can get things done, even with the baby, while you're working out.
Yeah, so the Peloton, definitely considering it. The biggest thing is like, if we're going to put it somewhere where Dana can use it when she's home, like, do we put it in the baby's room? You know what I mean? Like, you can't put it, and then she's going to be sweating in the baby's room. Right. You know what I mean? So it's like, and you can't put it in the basement because you can't watch the baby in our basement. So they'd probably end up like in the breakfast nook or mudroom, which is, it's aggressive.
It's the good thing about the Pelly is it's very sleek looking.
It looks like a piece of art.
Yeah, it looks good. And it is expensive. This is not a cheap equipment by any means. Yeah. But the way that they do it, I mean, you can even do zero down, and I think it's between $40 and $70 a month, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So it's not a terrible thing. I would vote against it if you know that you're not going to use it and cardio is not your thing. Cardio was really never my thing. I wasn't really big into the cycling. But then, Adolfo and the Level Fitness crew got me into it with Benny. Miss you guys, by the way.
Yeah, I'm sure you're missed.
They got me into it. And then when we shut down, I was like, damn, what am I going to do? Yeah. And then my wife was like, all right, let's pull the plug and get the Pelly.
Yeah, you were one of the first ones that pulled the plug quick.
Oh, it literally got delivered March 14th. Which was the first day that was like real shutdown over here.
Brother Bill got great footage of the truck and them rolling it in.
He was like, this guy is out of the gym for one day.
It looked like a horror movie.
He gets the Peloton immediately. But really, what are the cons?
Other options?
No. What are the cons?
It's not so much the cons. It's like, do I want to get that, or do I want to get like? There's something called Tonal, which is like a
that looks nice too.
A fly machine.
Isn't that on the wall?
Yeah, so that's the problem. It's like I really can't put. I was thinking about putting it in my office at work. That'd be hilarious.
Do they
just come in and have a Tonal built into the wall?
But
right
they do classes too?
I don't know if they do classes, but they must. Mm-hmm. But they have like pre-recorded workouts. It's all weight stuff. You can do like bench things with it.
And it's a pulley system?
Pulley system's nice, no weights. Then there's other things. There's one's a Tempo, which is like a mirror with weights.
Yep.
And it's got like a bar and stuff.
Gotcha.
I don't know. See, I want kettlebells. I've seen a lot of people use kettlebells efficiently.
Yeah.
Because I could do that in the basement.
Yes.
I don't know.
So the only thing that I would advise here, and like hearing this, right, because this is a tough decision, and you guys are kind of all over the place.
And before you continue, this is a little tick I do that is very bizarre. I fill my old coffee cups with water, and there's a little sugar and taste in it.
I actually thought of you yesterday. So there was no Starbucks in the area on my GPS. I went and got a black coffee from Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
I don't even. Let me not offend Dunkin' Donuts, but it tastes like dirty water. The coffee. Yeah, I know. But literally, if I get a black coffee from Starbucks and I get a black coffee from Dunkin' Donuts, I don't get anything fancy from Starbucks.
Do you own Starbucks stock? That's my question.
Listen, So if I have no, I don't. But if I get a black coffee from Starbucks and a black coffee from Dunkin' Donuts, and I put them in front of you with no label, there's no way that you can choose Dunkin' Donuts and say it's a better coffee. You like coffee.
I can't defend Dunkin' Donuts. I'm just low maintenance when it comes to a lot of things where I can drink the worst of the worst and the best of the best and appreciate both.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, but my thing is people, it's a, what is it called? A stereotype, I guess?
Yeah.
That Starbucks is like super expensive. My Starbucks drink is $2.78.
Yeah.
Right? It's just a medium pike, which is their version of a medium roast.
Yeah. Well, I have to mention this too. I didn't get this. Usually I never buy coffee out. That's like one of the things I try to do.
Yep.
And I've been, I saw Brother Chris this morning. He went out and got some coffees. Nice. All excited to do the good deed. He comes back. We have all these cups. No straws. So he went back though. He drove back. He got more straws and returned. But I thought it was hilarious because he was like, "Oh no."
He's a decent guy.
But anyway, back to the Pelly and then the other options debate.
Yes.
I just wanted to start doing squats because like I've never done them well. I know they're one of the best and most efficient exercises. And my game plan was to do 3 body workouts a week so that if I had a crazy week, I knew at least I can get in 3 workouts. And anything over that's gravy. But to get back in the routine of that, and then I'd be able to up the calorie intake because I've been still doing about 1,000 a day. Weekends, I go higher. But 1,000 a day, it's pretty tough. But it's been easy fasting.
Yep.
It's just trying to limit the 1,000 really restricts you on what foods you're trying to consume.
Gotcha.
Where I'd like to get that a little, even if I kept it at 1,000 and put more output just to get a little more toned. I'm trying to get long and lean.
So, and I had an idea before we went to the Dunkin' Donuts. I was gonna say that what I advise, right? And there's so many options when you're getting back into working out, or somebody who just never worked out before, right? And it gets overwhelming. I think you have the right idea with where you're going with the body weight workouts, or just get a pair of dumbbells, right? Like one pair of dumbbells and your body, and you can draft a little workout. And if you stick to that for a couple weeks and you see that it's working and this is something that you really want to get into, then invest in a machine. Yeah. I'm just going to say, though, right off the bat, Dana, I'm with you. I think you should get the Pelly.
Yeah. Well, we might even just get it. Part of the thing is, like, I want someone to use it.
Yeah.
If we get this Peloton and no one uses it, it'll drive me insane. Because then you have to see it every day.
We got footage here.
Yes.
We got footage here.
But I tried to make a bet with her. And I said, if you do it, whatever day it is now, if you ride once a day for the rest of the month, we'll get it. And she wouldn't do it.
Well, that's kind of a lot. But so do you know what?
Average once a day. You could get like 3 rides in a day.
Yeah, but I mean, realistically.
I didn't say how long you got to take the rides. If I did it, I would take the bet, do a 5-minute ride every day, and get myself a Pelly.
You would. Peter Rosenberg, right?
Yeah.
He calls the Peloton an expensive hamper.
Oh, because people just throw stuff on
He's like, for 3 months, you're motivated, you do it. And he's like, you're lying to yourself. It's an expensive hamper.
Yeah.
Because you put your clothes on it.
And most things we've gotten in the past, like my parents got a Bowflex. We used to use it all the time. Like everything we've gotten, we've used. But I've never gotten like a bike. Yep. I love the bike. Like I used to work on it. You remember we used to do, all that stuff. But I don't know. It'd be a good gift, I guess.
Definitely a good gift. You didn't ask me kind of how my body.
Don't care.
Yeah.
But
right.
Anyway, no. What have you been up to? I know you were doing the fasting. And you were trying to catch my leanness.
Well, so
do you weigh yourself?
Not really.
How do you know? Like, even if you don't want it to move, how do you know what's going on?
No. We have a scale in the room, and I weigh myself probably once a week, and I'm always around 225.
Specific day?
No. Okay. No, because that's not really what I'm doing it for. Like I know my system works already, right?
Yeah.
And now the fasting, like I said before, it's something that I've incorporated more for longevity reasons.
Okay.
So I am enjoying it. I really am. Still going strong with the 16-8.
Okay.
And I know a bunch of people are doing it, and this is a really, I'm late in the game to it. But it's something that I even was telling CV. I think because we actually started it together and we were doing a 30-day challenge, which is now over.
Yep.
And I like it, and I think I'm going to incorporate it into my lifestyle.
Well, I think it simplifies a lot of stuff. It's just less variables because you take out the whole morning thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can incorporate it on the weekends and stuff if you want to, but it gives you less variables, which I like.
Yep.
Anything new you're incorporating with the fasting?
Workout wise?
Anything wise.
Yeah,
Have you added any wrinkles?
Fasting, I'm still consuming the same amount of food, just in that shorter window.
And is it based on calories or just like
No, I don't even count my calories. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just high quality, clean foods that I know work for me, and especially the Crohn's.
Yep.
Right? And from a workout standpoint, though, I told you about the little gym that we have in the office. So I'm hitting the Pelly like 3 times a week. The other days I'm in the office. I get there a little bit early, but I've been running a mile before every single workout just to get my body loose. And I am not going to lie, I do notice that like my knees are starting to hurt a little bit, getting older. But it's been different for me because I'm really not a runner.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this now,
You're built like a runner, though. You look like you'd run. You look like you'd run through walls.
No, I was never, ever, ever a runner. Like, I hated long distance running, and not that a mile's long distance.
For me, it is.
But I will say that running before my workout is incredible because it completely warms up my body. Then I hit the weights, some pull-ups and stuff like that. So it's been good though. But it's been nice to get out of the house because I haven't really been in the gym. And I did visit Level Fitness twice now. I went back. I think they got new staff too because I walked in there and nobody knew me. They didn't shout "No Snooze" like they usually do as soon as I get in the parking lot.
Maybe it was the mask. Maybe the mask was.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, I don't know who that is.
Probably. By the way, I was getting my chops busted because I'm sitting in the kitchen the other day and I'm like, babe, this has been an incredible journey that the three of us have been on. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like we're international. Like, we're an international
Technically,
podcast.
we are.
Like, one of my great friends from college is in Australia and tunes in. In my eyes, if you are sleeping while we are awake on the other side of the world,
Okay.
and you listen to our podcast, that makes us international.
Technically, it does. I mean, just someone listening in Australia makes this international.
Right, you get what I'm saying? All it took was that one. And what's crazy is at the year wrap-up, we should probably go back to the analytics because there's so many people from all over the world that actually tune into this podcast.
Yeah.
But Karina was making fun of me. She literally was like, "I'll stop it. You're not an international podcast." I'm like, "Babe, we're global." That's what I said.
Yes.
We are global. So, I don't know. It was a quick boast that I did for us.
That's a good boast. And while we're shouting it out, special shout out to the Palmers. They are diehard listeners to the episodes. Don Palmer, who was at Boys and Girls Club,
yes,
sends me a text every once in a while and it gets me fired up. So thank you guys.
Yep.
Keep listening. Don't listen to our wives. They don't know what they're talking about.
Yes, and the Palmers, I mean, especially Don, is something that I can relate to what he does for career-wise.
Yep.
Because he's built a phenomenal career of service. So I commend that. And, brother, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Back to our bodies so we can talk more about ourselves.
Yeah. Let's talk about ourselves.
So the weights, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember we used to lift heavy. There's something about lifting heavy that just kind of like, I don't know what it is.
I hear you.
Don't you miss it?
Well, but now I'm doing it again.
Okay.
I mean,
So you are.
I have a bench press in at work. We got dumbbells that go up to 100 pounds. You've probably never picked up those, but
a couple times.
It's definitely different lifting the heavy weights, but I will say the most efficient and effective workout for me now is getting the little cardio in before and then doing high repetitions with moderately heavy weight.
Okay.
So instead of like banging around the hundreds.
Yeah, I don't want to hurt anything.
Right. And this exactly. So instead of banging around the hundreds, which I could do for 10 reps, say, I will take.
No big deal.
No, but I'll take the 60s.
Yeah.
And I'll do it for 25.
Oh.
No, you get what I'm saying. So
yeah, you're more
taking,
high rep,
but it's not
medium.
Lightweight.
Yeah,
high rep.
Okay.
It's medium, healthy weight. That's a struggle for a high repetition.
Got it.
Same thing on the bench press, right? Instead of taking 315 pounds and doing it 3 to 5 times, I'm taking 225 pounds and doing it 20 times.
I got you.
Right.
And the void. So we used to play like basketball. I used to do all this other stuff, golf. Now with everything being shut down, it's really forced me to be like, all right, well, what do I like to do, like as far as fitness? And there's not many things I like to do as far as fitness, which is other than walking and showing houses, my cardio. I like to hike, but I'm like, am I going to walk in the snow? You know what I mean?
If I see you hiking in the middle of Greenwich, Connecticut, I'm going to.
I used to call it urban hiking. I used to walk up hills like in town.
I'll lose my mind.
Yeah, but so that whole situation's getting figured out. The good thing is my diet's been absolutely on point. Part of me is like, I'm wasting this opportunity because I'm doing absolutely no workouts And I could be, in my head, I'm like, I could have like a 9-pack if I was actually working out.
Yeah. Well, if this intern comes into our lives,
yes,
and is able to go back to the episodes, the first one where you started saying that I missed the weights, I'm gonna hit the weights. We're going on probably 15 or 16 episodes now.
Yes, I've been saying it.
Do it.
But that's what I do.
Start tomorrow.
But you know me, I got to figure it out, and then once I figure it out, I'll go like a bat out of hell. But getting it prepared is,
and then you'll come up with
a
great challenge for me.
But this kind of, do you want to talk about the gifts aspect? Because that would kind of lead, because the diet thing, I've been watching these videos and these recipes and things. I'm gonna fold again. I think I need to get a air fryer.
Ooh,
because do you ever use yours still?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, because that's what I'm worried about.
Not as much, but it's an incredible thing to have.
If I could replace our stove, majority of the time with an air fryer,
you can.
Especially knowing that there was a rat that came in our house and probably through the stove entrance.
Oh wow!
So a little more clean is an air fryer. Portion wise, it doesn't make sense. It's just me and Dana and the baby. It's like,
but I will say there are times that even with the two of us, you got to do it twice.
Because
but
it's
the
simple,
air fryer,
right?
No, but the air fryer portion is not that big. That's one thing that you air fryer people can work on is the portion size. Right?
And I know
Stevie's shaking his head over there. He knows what I'm talking about.
And I know it's a light episode, but part of in anything we do, it's the tools you have that allow you to do things or not to. Like if you don't have the right tools, it's very difficult to stay in shape.
Right.
Like the biggest thing I got, and it wasn't a gift, but if someone gifted me, was a food scale. You don't have to count calories. For me, it works. There was a video on YouTube. They showed what peanut butter 200 calories looks like and what like 500.
Yep.
So close to your eye, you'd have no idea. Mm-hmm. So in my head, I'm like, wow. So my mom's been so mad at me because when we were living with them, she'd be like, I'm making salmon or whatever, and be like, I don't know what you put in there. I don't know how many grams of this and grams of that. And I'd have the food scale be measuring stuff. She's like, you're really going to measure everything? It's the only way for me it works is if I do everything that way. But yeah, like a food scale is one of the best things. Just so you don't have to use it forever. Just get a reference for like how much peanut butter is to whatever you eat.
Just to tie this back into the gifting thing, mid-December. So if you didn't get your gifts, these are some things that you can actually get. So right now we got the air fryer, and then you just said what?
Air fryer, food scale.
The food scale. Yeah. So that's great. I can speak as a 31-year-old male. Who's into a lot of things, but some people might be like, I've been struggling with, what am I going to get?
Yeah.
Top on, I guess, my list. And I think a good gift for most men, if you're struggling, if these are the girlfriends, the wives, the friends, the new relationships, coworkers that are listening, something that I've been looking at is the massage gun.
Ooh.
Right? Like they have so many different versions of this thing. I mean, you can get one that's like $350 or you can get one on Amazon that's like $40. Then just before you go, I just want to tell people what it is. and that's tough to do.
So
right? When you have something that you want to say, I know.
And when we talk off camera, it doesn't matter. When we talk off camera, it's more rapid fire.
Oh yeah, we're controlled in this environment. But the massage gun, it's great. So for somebody who works out or even doesn't really work out, but is just looking to increase their blood flow and just put something healthy into their routine, I'm excited about this massage gun. Hopefully I get it. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. But there's tons of different versions, and it's pressure point therapy. I'm not pressure point. Trigger point therapy. So what it does is it takes high vibrations on a specific muscle and it basically massages it.
Deep tissue?
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Would that be something you'd be interested in?
No, I'm never sore because I don't work out. Maybe if I start working out.
But not even a sore. I think even just for like longevity stuff, right? Like little kinks, when
I gotta stretch. I don't stretch
when
at
you
all.
wake up and your neck is a little twingy, your back.
I'm limber. I'm a limber guy.
I think I can find some time for Karina every single day for her to hit my back with this thing for like 5 to 7 minutes.
It's nice to have that like option and just like
right? And I'm hoping, and this is a win-win. This gift is great because my wife loves foot massages.
Oh, don't do this. You're gonna get me in so much trouble.
No. She loves foot massage. I massage her feet every single day.
I told you
know this.
Yeah, and every time you say it, I get yelled at for weeks.
You're not rubbing the foots.
I don't rub the feet.
You're not rubbing the foots, man.
Damn, you just screwed me.
Sorry, man.
So what I was gonna say, and that's why I interrupt you so much because I know when you're gonna get me in trouble. if you're deciding for gifts for yourself or other people, definitely for yourself. If you watch Park and Rec, I don't even remember what it's called. Parks and Recs?
The show?
Yeah. They say on it, don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. Yourself. Spring for the more expensive one because
not the $300 one.
Listen to me.
Getting the $40 one.
I think a mistake a lot of people make is they get the cheap one and it doesn't do what the expensive one does, and they're like, "Oh, it's terrible. I'll never use it." But if you get the good one, use it constantly. It's like a Peloton.
Yep.
If you got like a knockoff version, you'd be like, "Oh, this isn't even."
No, yeah.
But because you got that one, you're incentivized because you spent a little extra to use it more often.
I will say this though, I did try out the cheaper one in a mall. And it was good.
It would fall apart on your body.
Yeah, they did it for only a couple minutes, but it felt good.
Yeah.
Next thing, this might only be for I guess the furrier guys. You know, maybe the Italians. I don't know.
Furrier.
The like a good Manscape machine, right?
And Manscape is a big sponsor on a lot of podcasts.
Oh.
You know, maybe if you start trimming that beard a little more.
We're extremely furry over
presentable.
here, Manscaped. If you guys are looking for, some extra podcasts to jump on,
it's a good one.
Happy to have you. But seriously though,
it's a good one,
right? And not even just the Manscaped specifically, but a good groomer, right? Mm-hmm. Something that you can, hit the full body with. For me, I mean my head even. Mm-hmm. It's always good to have though. Definitely good to have.
I always, when I'm looking up things for like trimmers and stuff and like nose hair stuff, I always send it to Brian, my barber.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm like, what do you think of this? Because he's very in the world. So I got to see if he knows about Manscaped.
For men too, and not just because we got the whiskey behind, but as I'm looking at it, I'm thinking about it. A good decanter and whiskey glass set.
Okay.
Right? Like, obviously, if you don't drink, that's not a good gift.
And describe what a decanter is.
So
because,
a decanter is basically a personalized glass bottle. I have one somewhere. I wish it was in hand. Yeah, whatever. But it basically looks like a crystal bottle. You can get it personalized with like the names on it or not. But you basically take your whiskey or a drink of your choice and you store it in there. And it does. I believe the airflow in there in the glass bottle is a good thing, but it's more for decor, I believe. But having that paired with some good whiskey glasses, it's a great gift, and they're not expensive. I mean, I've seen them for $25, $35.
That was one of the first things Dana got me for my birthday.
Yep.
I think it was a birthday. One of the gifts. It was great. It had my initials on it.
That's
phenomenal.
and that's a very nice one. But even a lot of people do it for groomsmen gifts,
it's a good one.
Like that.
Yeah.
But that's always something that like. A lot of men, I think, with love, you don't really buy it yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Except for me, I think I bought mine.
Yeah.
But
you treat yourself for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think that's a good one.
And while we're on the topic, cigars, right? You've dove back into the world.
Heavy. So
it's impressive.
Thank you. Well,
thank you.
Thank you very much. The cigar game is a tough game to be in, and this is kind of why I got out of the game. Because back in 2013, Nick Arbab, a lot of people know him as Papa Poops. That's
what
him,
a nickname.
That's him on Instagram. He and I used to work together, and it was one summer, we're on a lunch break. He was kind of getting into the cigar game now. And I had one, and then from there, it was like, wow, this is like a lifestyle. Right, this is not just something you pick up and you're just smoking. It's a real lifestyle. When you learn how to smoke a cigar, it's the most relaxing thing in the world. And literally right now, with the chaos of life, it has become something that I enjoy. I rely on it, and I need it. Mm-hmm. And the health benefits. Right, this is something that could be debatable. It is not anywhere nearly as dangerous as cigarettes if you don't inhale. If you inhale cigars, God bless you, but then that's different, right? And I did mention it briefly on the podcast, I think last time. I asked my dentist, I'm like, look, I do smoke cigars. That would be like a bad habit. He said honestly, and I think I alluded to this last time, about the red meat. Mm-hmm. He said, I'd be lying to you if I said there was no risk. But the same type of risk is there's a chance of cancer and carcinogens and that type of stuff the same way that you eat red meat, and in the long term there could be effects. And that really stuck with me because I do it out of enjoyment. And not everything that you always do out of enjoyment is the most healthy thing in the world. But if you enjoy it and you relax, and it's a good game.
And we want to put our disclaimer in here: we do not give financial advice, health advice. We just reel through all of them. But no, the cigar, I have to give you credit. You've gotten me into the world. I'm not as consistent as you guys with it, but when we do link up and we hang out, I do enjoy it. And a great gift that I got for my groomsmen was a little humidor. It's not like a Dave Regina humidor that he has with still has it. Appreciate it. I saw it over here.
Yeah.
Buried. No, I'm just kidding. But stuff like that, or like complimentary things that you made a good point. Anything you can give someone where they wouldn't buy it for themselves and spring for it is always a good one, because you'd be like, I'd never buy it. Like we got a Yeti cooler from someone.
That's a good one.
And I'm like, I don't think I'd ever buy this, but I love it.
Yes.
We got multiple from people,
Yetis
and
are
they're
great.
phenomenal.
Yes.
So that's a good one.
But even to take it a little bit further with the cigars, don't get too crazy in trying to buy the most expensive cigar. It's not about that. Go, if you're really trying to buy somebody a gift and they've said that they're interested in the cigar game, there's plenty of websites. FamousSmoke.com, CigarPage.com.
Cigar Page is the one you recommended.
Yes, that's the one that I shop from specifically. They got the best deals.
Yeah.
It's a tougher website to navigate because their pictures aren't very elaborate. So for somebody that's just getting in the game, might be tough. But go and just research beginner packs. Right? Don't go trying to smoke full body cigars.
Yeah.
Because you will get turned off by it. So learn the game if it's something that you're interested in, and you could do it for pretty cheap. You can get a 5-pack for $20.
Yeah.
And a cigar is a good hour and a half endeavor.
Not the way we suck them down, but if you if people message you and said, "Hey, do you recommend this cigar or whatever?" Will you respond to them?
Absolutely.
I love that.
Absolutely.
We're going to start incorporating a little cigar talk, because I've learned so much from you just asking questions. Like I've said in all the episodes, if someone's passionate about something and you're talking to me about it, I'm in.
You're in.
You're in. It's got me in trouble in the past, but I'm in.
Yes. So cigars are great. Let's talk quick fashion.
I need it. I'm dripping now.
Quick
Absolutely
fashion.
dripping.
Yeah, all these gifts are besides No Snooze merch.
Exactly.
I mean, not for nothing. This is not an ad, but look at this polo that I have on. I mean, you're talking moisture wicking.
You were going to say that.
Right? Like dry fit. This is the Champion collab.
Talk to me about the comfort, Dave. Talk to me.
No, but it's the Champion collab. I'm usually a tighter fitting guy, but this is a loose fit, but it's an athletic fit. And it's great. And I think, what is it, $35? It's a little expensive, $35, $36.
It's not expensive. That's fair price.
It's a little expensive, but because of our cost, that's got to be the price.
And we are daily refining the processes on that front. We're going to do a lot of exciting things in the new year.
Yep.
This whole pandemic thing has really thrown a wrench in the equation, but we appreciate the support.
Absolutely.
Go out and grab your gear. No Snooze shop.com.
Love it.
That is no snooze shop.com.
But fashion, right?
Yes.
A good pea coat.
Ooh.
As a male.
Before we dive in, I hate that I'm interrupting you constantly, but I have these questions.
Go ahead.
It's so hard to buy people clothes because
I was just going to give some advice on
it.
I was just going to give some advice on it. So if you would have to know this individual, right? But for women who are shopping for men, or even male shopping for another male, you do want to know the jacket size that they would wear in a number, right? Because a nice pea coat, some of them go small, medium, large, extra large. And you could probably size somebody up the way that...
What would I be?
Extra large, right?
Large.
No. So I would go extra large for you, but then you take that to the tailor, and have them cut it in, right?
You're playing chess, I'm playing checkers.
But what I was going to say is that if you do know, or it's your husband or your spouse, boyfriend, whatever, look at their suit size, right? So if it says 46 regular or 44, whatever, take that to the place that you get the jackets and use that as the size. And that's something that you will always be able to measure up, is against the suit game. But a good pea coat, no joke, I'm not joking. I literally put a T-shirt on. I'll put a T-shirt on, right, black tee, with a pea coat, some jeans, and some like riding boots, and people think that I it took me 3 hours to get dressed.
You're pretty into fashion too, which I crack up about, because we've talked about on episodes, but like Karina will ask, like, what do you think about this outfit? And you'll give like a thoughtful response, like, listen, that's a great look, but I think if you add another layer, it would break up the cut, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Dana comes out, she's like, what do you think? I'm like, beautiful. You're tremendous. Because I don't even know men's fashion well enough.
Yeah.
You know?
You're good in the suit
That's
game.
part of, you know how I talk about taking rid of variables?
Yeah.
That's why I wear a white shirt every day at work.
Yep.
I've never worn a collared shirt to work after I decided to do that. And I wear a suit every day now.
Smart.
So I'm like, there's no variables.
At work, I mean, I'm fashionable, but I'm very professional.
Yeah.
Right?
But in your free time, you're known to throw on a mink or two.
Yes. Oh, I love the fur game. The fur game is a separate game. They're not ready for that, Michael.
I walked in a Modern Bar, and there was this big dude in a mink coat, and I was like, I don't even have to see his face. That is Dave 100%. Walk in. You like my new gear?
Yeah. We should slap a No Snooze logo on a little mink.
I know a guy who does fur in Greenwich. Good dude. Greenwich Furs.
Ooh. Yeah. Shout out. So besides the pea coat, right? Some good drivers.
Explain what the drivers are.
So a driver is a good loafer, right? And a loafer that you can wear either with socks or without. If you don't wear socks, you better get some Gold Bond baby powder, rub it on your feet, and then put the drivers on.
And you go no socks.
I go no sock, especially in the summer, because but I have to have the baby powder to do this.
Okay.
But a good driver is so flexible, and it's flexible because you can wear it with shorts, right? Obviously, this isn't a time for right now. Well, for some.
Get away with it.
Yeah, depending where you are, especially our listeners in Florida and on the
weather's
it's
a mood. Yep. You know what I mean? Sometimes
but even
you
with
be Miami.
even with jeans, it's a great look, and it's clean. It's something that you can always put on and look presentable.
So my loafer, I wouldn't say addiction, but my loafer commitment has been because when it rains, like today, and you go into a house, you have to take your shoes off sometimes, which I'm getting away from. I have the sock game pretty on lock.
Oh, that's a little sketchy going into somebody's.
Exactly. It looks less professional, so now I got to throw on.
I can see Mike
I have this nice suit on, and then walk around these like goofy socks. Oh my God. Now I'm starting to use the booties. But I got to get some nice like custom booties made because the other ones, they look like you're going to assassinate someone. It's a crazy look. When you're in a nice suit, you have a face mask on, you have like booties over your shoes. You literally look like you're going to kill someone at all times.
Check out newrepublic.com. That's something that I use. I think his name is Mark McNary. Yeah. And this is no ad, no shout out. This is just something that I actually use. And I bought them in every single color. Okay. And they have like this burnt orange that is fire.
Yeah, those are your favorite.
Fire. That's my second pair. That's how much I like them. And this beige pair, love it.
Yeah. And for suits, if you're going to get suits, we've been talking to our guy Philip at Indochino.
Yes.
Still trying to put a deal together, Philip.
Yep. We're going to make it happen.
But I went there and I put on a show to try to get the ball rolling. So I got a couple nice suits that I'll preview for you guys.
Nice.
I had the tailor next door. He tightened it up.
Nice.
Because it dropped 30.
Yep. And that's something that I also learned. Somebody who gets something that's too big for them can always be tailored. Yes. Something, right? So,
at some point, the proportions.
Why did you just get 7 feet from the microphone?
Because I was fired up. I was going to do like I needed space. But at some point, you can't because I've dropped 60 before.
Wow.
And I was at 260 at the highest, got down to 2, and I went in to try to tailor him. The guy was like, "You will look like a circus act." Like it's all the proportions are all.
No,
off.
I'm saying if you're a large and you're in the, you're different. You're debating the large or the extra large, right? You can go with the extra large as long as it fits the shoulders because the stomach can always be brought in. But that's something I never really knew on my jackets. I'm like, if I knew this earlier in the game when I was like 21, first going for like job interviews and stuff, I didn't realize that I can get these tailored. Right?
Don't you think about how goofy you looked in the past in outfits?
Well,
like
even
in suits and
even
stuff?
Our generation right now,
I still look goofy.
We've gone through. I am goofy, right?
Yeah.
We've gone through so much with the baggy clothes, the tight clothes. Like you see basketball shorts these days now, like on TV, like the NCAA, the basketball shorts are like back in the day, all the way up top, super tight. It's crazy what goes on.
Faithon posted a picture of his basketball shorts at Wake Forest, and he's like, "I used to think these fit." They were the
3X.
Biggest shorts I've ever seen.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And we went through that phase too.
One last thing. You need to go in to like an Indochino, even a suit supply, but Indochino, could you build the suit from scratch? You would love the custom attention because everything's shut down. You're the only person in the store.
Oh, wow.
They walk you through. You go through all the materials. You get your guy. He's like, you ask him questions like, what about this look? Double-breasted? How many buttons? You'd like it because it's the control of what you're getting.
Love it. Give me a number.
What? Cost?
Yeah.
Their suits run from like $4 to $5.
Okay.
You can, on like a Black Friday sale, you can get $350, something like that.
Okay.
For me, because I wear suits every day.
Yep. It makes
if you
sense.
do it like a daily breakdown, if you get a suit, say for even $5, and I wear the suit 365, it's like you run it into the ground.
That's a good way to look at it.
It's more a business expense for me than anything.
It. Yep.
Not say that I'm flashing, but I went to the tailor and I'm like, yeah, you make suits. He looks at me, he goes, yeah, they start at $1,000. I was like, I'm not there.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'll see you later.
Right. Hopefully we'll be back.
I backed out.
Yeah. We get something from the car, bud. I'll see you in a minute.
Yeah.
In addition to the drivers, something that can be used for right now is the riding boots. Right. I have a pair on now. Right. Wish I can show them, but
yeah, just lift your foot.
No,
up.
I can't do that. No, I'm definitely not doing that
because those pants are too tight.
They will definitely rip. But they have a nice zipper, little print on the inside of it.
What brand are those?
These I think are Calvin. These are Calvin.
Classic.
But I mean, you can get them at Macy's or anywhere. But a great gift for a guy who's, you don't even have to be into fashion, but it's a good looking boot, and I really think that everybody can use a pair. So it's a good gifting idea.
I love gadgets. Are we the gadgets with fashion?
I'm
saying so, like the watches that are smart watches. Frank and Alyssa, and then Dana at one point got me a smart Apple Watch. Anything that is functional.
Yep.
I keep going back to the functional thing.
Yep.
Showing houses, you look, someone calls you or texts you can see who it is. I love stuff like that because, again, I probably wouldn't buy it I don't buy much for myself.
Yep.
I wouldn't. And when you get it and you use it right away, immediately you're like, oh, this is nice.
Give me some gadgets.
Watches, golf gadgets.
Gadgets? Like
they have the
distance?
Yeah, the distance finder, which
Gotcha.
you look like a pirate, like walking around going like this. But I'm not at that level. I'm not that good. So you can't, I can't have that and then hit it into the woods 25 yards. Because it looks so...
if you bust that out, you got to put it on the green.
Yeah, I'd rather hit it over the green by like 15 yards and be like, oh, well, at least it went straight, than look like that.
I still remember on the first hole, so this is a good time to tell the story. I literally remember, we were on Mike's bachelor party. This was, Frank's bachelor. Frank's bachelor party. South Carolina. Phenomenal time. A really epic trip. We go golfing with all the guys, and my foursome, we had a great foursome, but I'm looking like, I think it was behind, or it was on a different hole.
Yeah.
Right? So we're on the first hole, and, the fairway is straight out, maybe a little dog leg left.
Pretty wide open.
Right, pretty big. I literally look hard left, right? And I'm like asking the guys, like, I'm going to put it in this water. And they're like, all right, there's no way. I'm like, guys, I'm really not good at golf. I'm like, no, there's people on the other hole. And I'm telling you, I'm going to put it in this water. And they were like, it's physically impossible to really put it in the water. Long story short, I embarrassed myself so much that I literally went from hole number 1 on my first tee shot. I ended up in the 19th lake.
Yeah.
All right, I said 19th, 18th lake.
I didn't know it was possible to hit the way you hit it.
Right?
You swung so hard, and you look like you're going to be like Happy Gilmore status.
Yeah.
And you hit it, and it went backwards.
And I really remember in my head, thinking that was I was genuinely nervous that was going to happen, but I'm like, no, I'm going to hit this. I'm going to hit a good tee shot here. I'm going to show these guys.
We need to commit to getting better at golf because we're going to need that skill set, and we're both so bad and our lack of confidence when we're out there is unbelievable.
Yep.
The way we BS on this podcast.
Yes.
If you saw us on the golf course, you'd be like,
laugh.
These people are the least confident you've ever seen.
And ironically, I know so much about the game, because I caddied for 13 years.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's worse that you're not good.
Yes,
than me.
that's true.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
An expensive gift, good pair of golf clubs. There you go.
Dana got me golf clubs. Thank you.
Yep.
I have to get fitted, which everyone recommends.
Nice.
I just haven't been yet.
Very nice, very nice.
It's a good gift.
Transitioning from golf, always a good gift is fresh workout clothes.
Yes.
Right? You can never have enough of them.
Are there any good workout clothes that you recommend to wear to the gym?
Oh, yeah. The No Snooze stuff is fire.
We're pushing them hard today.
No, so I used to be that guy that wore the cutoffs in the gym.
I mean, you used to be that guy.
I was that guy.
You still wear beaters to the gym.
Yeah, that was years ago. But now I actually like being in t-shirts or hoodies.
Okay.
That's all I wear. But that's what I'm saying. Over time, the sweat, you just got to throw them out. You know, so always replenishing that little selection of workout gear. Same thing with the spandex, right? Workout spandex.
Yep.
can never have enough of
You
them.
sweat an ungodly amount, though.
Yeah,
I don't think the average person burns through as many clothes as you do because of the sweat.
Yeah. But then it literally gets to the point that I'm like, yep, gotta launch this one.
Yeah, like 2 workouts, like get rid of it.
Yep. 2 workouts.
New one.
Hold on, I gotta take my hydration break.
Yeah, he's got to hydrate.
We wanted to take a quick second to let you guys know that we partnered with our good friends over at Orgain.com. We're happy to offer our listeners 30% off by entering the code NOSNOOZE30. Again, that's NOSNOOZE30 for 30% off your first order. If you're on the market for a new protein powder, nutritional shake, protein bar, or Mike's favorite, collagen peptides, Orgain is your one-stop shop. As all of you know, my Crohn's disease is currently in remission, and the only protein I use is from Orgain. My personal favorites are the chocolate peanut butter and the vanilla bean. With the code, you can try a 2-pound tub for under $20. Talk about not snoozing. Go get yours today. Now, back to the epi.
These gifts are all great. I don't hope that people are expecting these gifts from us. It's more of like a recommendation to give to us. So so we clarify.
I'm an extra large in tops. I'm a 34 or 36 in the waist game.
Okay.
32 on the 34. I'm sorry.
There's a comedian, Chris DiStefano, and he wants to put out comedy specials based on his waist size. And he's like, I want to have 5 comedy specials all at different waist sizes, because that's a replication of what my life, like a representation of my life, been my waist size. It's hilarious.
That's good. A good just to tie this into a couple thing that I've been actually wanting to do this. I don't know about with COVID right now, but these helicopter rides.
No, I'm out.
Have you seen them?
Out on helicopters.
It looks super dope.
No thanks.
It really does. I think it's only like 30 minutes, but the experience being so high. I mean, obviously it's a risk, right? Like Kobe, rest in peace, he died. But
I'm happy you said it, because I was going to say it, but
no, but it's something that, and I think it's expensive. It's like $200-$300. But I think that's like a one in a lifetime thing, right?
yeah, I think it's a good idea. For me,
cool.
I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
gonna me and you. We're gonna do a pod with CV from the air. From the air.
What do you think?
Would you jump out of a plane? Would you go
did.
skydiving?
I went skydiving.
You did?
Yeah, we went in Italy.
Listen, I'm not talking about in college when you had to skydive off the 4th floor because the RAs were coming to get you.
Yeah, we actually did. We lit popcorn. It was bad. We burned the popcorn, and the fire department came. Long story. So I jumped out of an airplane. We were in Italy, and we were supposed to go bungee jumping. It rained, or there was some issue. So there was something wrong with the weather.
Yeah.
And they're like, let's go skydiving. And I'm like, didn't we get canceled because of weather? How are we going to go skydiving? Like, that seems like more of a weather issue on the skydiving side.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, we found this place, no problem. Like, they took us, no problem. Like, it sounds sketchy. Show up. All these dudes didn't speak English. All Italian dudes. Middle of like an airfield. Obviously, we're at air, but like nothing around.
Yep.
Like nothing. Not even close to anything else. These dudes are playing soccer all day and drinking with us. Then they're like, yeah, the weather's not great, so if we get an opening, we'll go. But if not, just come and hang and party. So we're like, all right. So we hung out, played soccer. And I have a bunch of friends that'll say this is a true story, because it is. Then they look up at the sky. They're like, I think we have a 15-minute window. So I'm like, what? We've been drinking with you all day. That's a terrible idea. Plane pulls up. It's the smallest plane. It's like a 4-person plane. My head is hitting the ceiling, right? Then on top of it, they're like, all right, we're going to match you up with everyone. We see the plane. I'm like, this is terrible. Oh, look. I'm like, who's my guy? They're like, this is your dude. And they point like down to a guy that's maybe 5'2", right? And I'm like, what? The guy comes up to me. He's like, I don't know how to do an Italian accent, but he's like, how much do you weigh? And I'm like, at that time, I was like,
wait. I love how you said, I don't know how to do an Italian accent. You just lowered your voice.
Yeah.
That's it.
How much do you weigh? And I'm like, I weigh like, anywhere between 240, like around that. You should be fine. And then he walks away. And I'm like, well, what? So we get up there, and we're like, I'm freaking out. We're up there. It's 3 of us, 3 guys. So 6 total people in the plane. And the weather's terrible. We see a lightning bolt like in the distance. We should not be up there. My first buddy's holding on to the top of the plane because he doesn't want to go out.
Oh, my God.
This guy smacks both his hands and does a flip out, right? So I'm second. They pull me, like they drag me because the guy behind me like can't move me. So like another guy drags me to the front, and the guy's like, 1, and then he just flips out with me. So I'm going down, and they have like later we watched the video. You can't see the dude behind me. He's so small. It looks like I'm by myself.
Just by yourself?
Yeah. So we're going
like the
down, and they like pull the parachute, and I hold, and I'm like freaking out. He's like, grab the thing, steer. And I go like left, and a lightning bolt like is in front of us. The guy's like, no. And he grabs it from me, goes the other way. So we land, and my other buddy's here, and we don't know where my third buddy is. And I'm like, where's Tim? And they're like, oh, Mike. It was Mike. I was with Tim. He's like, where's Mike? And I was like, does anyone know where Mike is? The guy's like, they hit a wind current. They're a mile down that way. They landed in a cornfield.
Oh, I never knew this story.
Yeah. So we had to go pick the dude up. It was so stupid. I told my parents I did it at like Thanksgiving or something, and I showed them a video. I didn't say anything. I turned the screen. We FaceTime.
And they watched
My
it?
dad was so mad.
Freaking out.
He goes, don't get a tattoo. Good job, Dave.
Sorry.
And don't go skydiving. And I went skydiving,
Wow.
so he was pissed. A lot of fun. Never do it again.
Oh, my God. Yeah. I don't know if I think I would do it, but I don't know.
It's not a height thing.
I don't know.
Because you're so high
the
up in the air.
adrenaline, it must be crazy.
It's pretty wild. When you hit the ground, so you don't breathe on the way down, the wind is hitting you so fast that your skin is absorbing oxygen.
Wow.
So when you hit, there's like this euphoria. Number one, you're alive. But number two, you have like this hit of euphoria because of all like the oxygen.
Yeah.
I don't know, science, Wild.
Great story.
It was fun.
I love stuff like that. And I love when you do that, when you're not expecting it and you come with a good story. Thank you, Michael. Best gift you've ever gotten? Curious.
My lovely wife, Dana.
Oh, good answer.
And it was given to me by Dave and Karina.
That was perfect.
You like that?
Kind of along the same lines. Best gift I got was, I mean, obviously, my daughter, my family.
I should have said daughter, right? Huh?
No. You're good. Same thing. But the way that Karina gave me the onesie with Callie was incredible. But you're going to have to go listen back to that story because I'm not going to tell that one again.
Yeah, that was a good one. Do you know what episode? We'll link in the show notes.
Okay.
Good time to say if you haven't hit the like button or subscribed. If you don't, I'm sending Dave to your house. We know where everyone lives like Santa.
That's right.
You kind of look like Santa.
I do a little bit.
When you get older, you might be.
I'm definitely going to do that. Great stuff, man.
It was good.
This was
a good one.
I love that. Favorite section now by far, but I'm going to change it on you today.
I have nothing prepared for this section.
I don't even think you're going to need it after
good,
this because I'm going to tell you a story. But this will bring us to Dave's Diary of the Week.
Ooh, diary. All
right, so
it sounds like diarrhea.
This is off the cuff though.
All right,
not
let it rip.
Anything. I'm going to tell you a story.
This is the finale, right?
Yeah. Okay. So I end up going to visit one of my great friends, like one of my dearest friends in the world. Got wrapped up in like a bad situation right now, and he's in jail. Right. So I go visit him, and I told him a story on the way there. And on the way there, I was thinking about, the conversation that we're going to have. And a lot of people may know this story that I'm going to tell, whether they heard it on a podcast, read it in John Gordon's book, or they, heard it from Damon West. Tells it a lot. But anyway, we end up having a great session. I tell him, look, this is nothing to be ashamed of. Things happen. It's how you're going to bounce back from this. And that's a side note thing. Any adversity that people are going through, if you got somebody that's in prison or in jail, made a bad decision, whatever it is, don't be ashamed of it. It's okay. It depends what the person is going to do after that and if they have another opportunity to make it right. That's what it's all about. And that's what I do know that my buddy is going to do. So we wrap up our session, and I tell him this story about Mr. Jackson is his name. And he had a prison sentence of 64 years, long time. And he was addicted to crystal methamphetamine, something like that. He basically was in the kitchen. I don't know the specifics of it. There's boiling water. There's a carrot, a hard-boiled egg, and a coffee bean.
Okay.
The hard-boiled water, he saw that was representing his life. His life was boiling. It was full of adversity. So he took the carrot and he put it in the boiling water. What happens to a carrot when you put it in boiling water?
It gets soft.
Turns to mush, right? So he was like, well, if that's the adversity in my life and I'm the carrot, I don't want to just turn to mush when the hard times happen.
Mm-hmm.
You take a hard-boiled egg, you put it in the boiling water. What happens?
It becomes hard-boiled?
Right. It gets hard on the outside, but it's still soft on the inside when you peel that shell off.
Okay.
So he's like, that's okay. You know, I guess this situation can toughen me up, but I'm still kind of soft on the inside, right? It hasn't really changed my whole life. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be the hard-boiled egg either. I take the coffee bean and I put it in the hard-boiled water. I take the coffee bean, I put it in the boiling water. What happens to a coffee bean when you put it in boiling water?
Makes coffee?
Makes coffee, right? You want to be the coffee bean because you don't want to become a product of your environment. You want to go into a situation and create a new environment, right? So I looked him in the face, and this is through the glass, and I said, "Be the coffee bean," right? Nice. And this is something that I'm focusing on now, moving into the new year. So let's all be the coffee bean.
And to specify, be the Starbucks coffee bean, right? Because it's a little stronger.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Until next time, stop snoozing.
Get up and get after it.
My man.
It's a good story. That's another Effie in the books. Go follow us on Instagram and Facebook at No Snooze Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, No Snooze. Come on.